What's up, guys? Spin Firearms here, and today we're going to be comparing the Taurus GX4, which at this moment is pretty controversial because of everything going on with the drop safe issues and how they're handling the firearms being sent in and getting sent back. It's been a complete mess, to be honest. And the only reason I know that is from you guys telling me in the comments, yours got called back. They haven't responded to an email, or some people I know have already gotten theirs back and theirs runs fine. I mean, it's all over the place, the response to it. And then also the Canik Meta MC9, which is an awesome firearm. Both of these are budget friendly. This can be a little bit more expensive, but we're basically just going to break them both down, compare them, and see, if any of them possibly would work out for you. But before that, hit the like button, put a comment down below. I don't care if it's an emoji, a period mark. I don't care if you hit the dislike button. Doesn't matter to me. It all helps the channel. And then I can bring more gear to this channel, more firearms to this channel, and hopefully save you guys some money in the long run. Anyways, Taurus GX4, 3-inch barrel. Has a terrible finish on it. Let's just be real. All my Tauruses have terrible finishes. They just don't last. But you can always get it Cerakoted in the future, and paying, like the $240 I paid for this, leave some extra money, in the future for getting stuff Cerakoted or having your slide changed and stuff like that. But overall, a nice little package, a nice little shooter. Has this awesome defensive trigger, which is my favorite part about the Taurus GX4. And then my second favorite part is the ergonomics. Now, this is an aftermarket backstrap. Not worth it. It's $80, made of brass. All it does is make it very, 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 very ergonomic, but also adds a lot of weight. So I wish they sort of just made this backstrap without it being weighted. But I get it. It helps with the recoil and just helps fit the hand really well. But for $80 on a $240 firearm, probably not worth it. So that is the only aftermarket part on this. 11-round flush mag has been cleared. And I have a pretty good round count through this Taurus GX4 right here. So, so far so good. Canik Meta MC9. This is a newer release. This is where a lot of people are heading. A lot of people are ride or die for Canik even prior to this. But Canik didn't have the best selection for everyday carry firearms. And what I mean by everyday carry firearms are firearms designed specifically for carrying, right? The Glock 19 is designed for more of like a duty carry, just rugged, reliable, can go through anything, but also not going to be the most comfortable, stuff like that. What I mean by carry-friendly firearm is something that's smaller, has a small grip, that you can still add a bigger magazine into, and stuff like that. So something that can flex into multiple roles, and also is a good shooter. Has a rail, which is really nice. The Taurus doesn't. Takes down like a Glock. Has this awesome slide release, which I don't use the slide release ever, unless I'm locking the slide back on on empty without the magazine in there. But a lot of people use it. I slingshot mine every single time, but people like it, and this is definitely great. The only downside to this so far, other than some issues that people are having with it, are my mag release. Now, that's not the biggest deal. Like I said, you could just rip it out of there, or you could flick. But still, even with no pressure on that frame, it doesn't come out. Same with the 15-round mag. So I know there's a lot of friction going in there. You can just feel it rubbing, and you can also see the marks, but it is what it is. I still feel like it'll break in over time. And so far, no malfunctions, no issues. Comes with a U-notch rear, which I actually like the squared-off U-notch, white front dot, and I have a SIG Romeo 0 on this. Now, this right here is at about 500 rounds of ball ammo and about 20 rounds of Civil Liberty Defense and some gold dot rounds. I think it's like one mag, and it's ran flawlessly. I've heard a lot of people say at 500, 600, 700, 800 rounds, that's when their malfunction started. So we're not quite there yet, but I will keep you guys updated on the channel. My Taurus GX4, on the other hand, has thousands of rounds through it. This one right here, not a single issue. Now, when I first bought it, it had the trigger issue where the striker wouldn't go off. It had delayed striker for 10, 15, 20 seconds. But I immediately sent it back to Taurus, and since then, it's been flawless. And also, it's not on the drop safety list. I've been checking every week, and this is a safe Taurus GX4. Things I like about this are the texturing is perfect, no need for grips. Forward serrations, rear serrations are pretty nice. They're not like aggressive to where they hurt your hands, but you can still get a great grip on them. But my favorite thing is this trigger. Let's compare the triggers between the two. I mean, it's like a flawless defensive trigger. It's not light, not the shortest reset, but if you're going to be under those conditions with a lot of stress, adrenaline, you do not want the lightest trigger in the world. Trust me. You want a good, happy medium, and that's just how I feel. Canik trigger. I mean, it's so crisp. It's definitely lighter than the Taurus, and that reset is so audible and tactile and just so short. So both of these are just absolutely awesome. Let's compare heights. 12 plus 1 on the right, 11 plus 1 on the left. So very comparable. I mean, you can see where the extra round fits in the Canik. It's just a little longer. Width, going to be very similar. Length, it's going to be a little bit longer. I think they have the same size barrel, or maybe it's 0.1 inches longer, but it's going to be not a big difference. And you can see the Canik MC9 footprint is just a little bigger. It's just a little thicker. It's just a little bigger in every direction, right? That slide, look at the slide height difference. But there's nothing wrong with that, because a heavier slide and a bigger slide makes for more shootability. Now, which one is a better shooter? Honestly, I think I shoot my GX4 better, but that's just because I've had it for so long and I have multiple GX4s, and I've just really enjoyed shooting this thing at the range, and I even used to carry it for a little bit. But overall, I think I'm going with the Canik MC9. As long as this proves reliable, I just like the feel, the overall feel of this firearm feels really good in my hand. It reminds me of my Glock 26 Gen 5, just a little thinner. And with the different back straps, you can choose something to pick your hand size, but also the Taurus GX4 has the same thing. But here's the difference, $200. If you have $250, a GX4 is a great way to go. You get capacity, concealability, they make larger mags for it, like the 13-round mag. And on top of that, you're not breaking the bank. You still have a little bit of money left over for some night sights. You have a little bit of money left over for a holster. By the time you're at $450, you could have a full everyday carry setup with some rounds already through your firearm. But at the same time, when it comes down to your life, I do trust certain firearm brands more than others. I'm not too familiar with Canik, but a lot of people swear by these Caniks. I have to prove it for myself. I have to make sure that this is something that I would really trust. But so far, so good. And this thing is a smooth shooter. They're both great for everyday carry, and that's exactly what they're designed for. When it comes to recoil, the Canik has less recoil. The GX4 is definitely snappier. They're just solid firearms. So let me know in the comments what you prefer, what you carry, or if you're going to get one of these two. Thanks for watching, guys.